What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT. You don't know if I'm winking or I'm blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead in Season 10, Episode 14. We got the opening minutes with a breakdown of it. Negan is talking to someone while he's still in his jail cell. Obviously, spoiler warning for The Walking Dead show, comics, all things Walking Dead, spoiler warning. Well, Negan is talking to Carol, while Carol goes to talk with Negan to set up the deal for Negan to go after Alpha. But before we get to it, guys, please hit the subscribe button. We have a goal of 100,000 subscribers, and we're super close to achieving that goal. We need your help. Hit that join button to become a valued member of our PT channel Walking Dead family, and ring the bell to be notified when we post videos every day. Now it starts with Negan in his jail cell inside Alexandria, and someone comes to talk with him. Negan is sitting there after he killed Margot by accident, saving Lydia. So it's back when Negan was still in Alexandria. He thinks it's Father Gabriel coming to talk to him, but it's not. And you can see that Negan is expecting the worst. He's expecting to die for what happened with Margot, because everybody in Alexandria sees him as a terrible person. No matter what he does, he'll never be able to convince the people of Alexandria that he's a good guy. It's actually Carol that comes in to talk with Negan. Negan is surprised, obviously, because he says, "I thought you were Father Gabriel." And it's some great dialogue between Negan and Carol. And this is really the first time, well, I guess the second time they've really interacted. It's supposed to be before Negan kills Alpha, so I guess it's the first time. But ultimately, Carol and Negan talking is pretty great. And I'm excited to see where this goes. We know where it went, but hopefully Carol and Negan will have more screen time. You could tell that Negan is like, okay, well, Carol's here and not Father Gabriel. So what is this meeting all about? And Carol does the little dance like, well, what do you want? And Negan's like, well, I want a beer, a steak, and maybe a scoop of Rocky Road. Because again, Negan thinks it's his last rites and his last meal. Negan is a gun for hire, basically, an assassin. And Carol knows that Negan is in a precarious situation and he could be the one to help Carol out. Carol's all about getting to Alpha, and Negan knows that. Carol is a badass, and Negan even mentions that. And it's interesting because this is the first time, if you think about it, these two characters have ever met, and it's in season 10. That's kind of ridiculous. But Negan talking with Carol is great dialogue. But it's basically all about Negan being used by Carol, and Carol kind of convincing Negan, like, look, you have no better options. And Negan's like, well, what do you propose? Because he wants to get something out of it. Because Negan knows that Carol tried to kill Alpha before, and what if he muffs it up? What are the consequences of that going to be? Negan's smart, but he's going to be taking all the risk. Carol is going to let him out, and what if Negan messes up? And Carol's like, well, you don't really have any other options, but you know the people of Alexandria? They see you one way, and no matter what you do, they're always going to see you in the terrible light. Carol's like, well, I can help that. I can change that. I can make them see you in a light that's good, especially if you do something big. Now, if you actually take Alpha out, that'll be helping everybody here. So basically the deal is done between Carol and Negan, and it's the backstory of what we saw in season 10, episode 12, when Negan took out Alpha, and we saw the deal there. But it's interesting because Negan's no dummy, and he wants some reassurance that'll get his end of the deal. And Carol's like, well, you got to do it fast. And I don't know if that's a deal breaker because it took Negan some time. It was day after day after day. I don't know how many days Negan was actually there. And then we see Alpha's head on the pike and it's like, what? What's going on there? It just looks funny. And it's not supposed to be. It's just the face is like, what? And Carol is placing it there. She's like, all right, a little to the left, a little to the right. All right, perfect. But is it a smart move putting Alpha's head on a pike? I don't think so. I mean, you should have just taken it back and shown everybody and talked to everybody. But that's where it ends. Carol putting the head on the pike and boop, that's it. This is from the other trailer, the actual trailer for the episode. You see Carol putting the head on the pike and Negan behind Carol. And they're talking. And Negan's like, what? I did my end of the bargain. Now what are you going to do? And Carol actually says, I'm not going back there. She leaves. So she's kind of not paying her end of the bargain with Negan. She goes into her side of the border. She goes into the woods. And if you saw the sneak peek, you see that she sees Alpha. But now what? What's going to happen with Carol and Daryl and Negan? And what's going to happen with Negan and Daryl? I mean, Lydia escaped the cabin, so what's going to happen with that? And I can't wait to find out, and it has me very interested. But if you saw the trailer, you see that Negan goes back to the cabin, and Lydia's gone. But Daryl's there waiting for Negan. So I'm guessing Lydia met up with Daryl, and Daryl was there waiting for Negan, and I'm really not sure what the future holds for Negan. Is he going to go nomad and go on his own? But I believe season 10 episode 14 is titled Look at the Flowers. And I made a video several weeks ago now, maybe even a month or so ago, with this thumbnail. And the infamous line of "Look at the flowers" was said by Carol to Lizzie. And I believe season 10 episode 14 is titled Look at the Flowers. So what's the connecting point there? Is it a callback, an Easter egg, or is someone in danger? And we know in the trailer that Negan goes back to the cabin where he locked up Lydia. Daryl's there waiting for him, and they have an interaction. Is Lydia there as well? And I'm sure she wants to find out what happened with Negan, why he did that and really locked her up and strapped her to the chair. Will they find out about Alpha being killed? Will Negan be like, look, I was let out by Carol, I killed Alpha, I did my end of the bargain, I did that, I'm on your side, and what? And what's going to happen going forward, we just don't know. But the opening minutes are basically Negan and Carol working on the deal, what to do, and then Carol putting Alpha's head on the pike, and that's it. That's the opening minutes of season 10 episode 14. But we saw Michonne's last episode last week of season 10 episode 13, and now we're back on track to be with the main story of the Whisperer War, with Beta leading the Whispers, and what's going to happen going forward, I can't wait to find out. So let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. I'm super excited for season 10 episode 14, and for those interested in my Zombie Apocalypse book series, check out the link in the description below. I say it in every video, well practically every video, so hopefully you know about it, and the sales from the book series come back to the book series as well as the PT channel. So if you like what we do here, help support the channel and pick up a copy today. Thank you guys for watching, and tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.